Hello, Graymere family. I think it was March 17th when we did the first video like this, an announcement of an adjustment we were going to make as we thought about how to deal with COVID-19 and all the issues surrounding that. And that, of course, was the first of many announcements that we've had as we've worshiped online only, and then even as we've met in person again, we've had to make some changes along the way. Our elders have been meeting regularly, as you can imagine, and prayerfully considering how we need to take each step forward. This journey back towards our normal routine is going to be a long one, and I'm thankful for the way they've taken special consideration for every decision. I also mentioned in that first video that there's no roadmap for this, and that's still true, isn't it? Just like there was no real roadmap for meeting online only, there hasn't been a clear roadmap for what churches do when we come back and are meeting together. And so I'm thankful for each decision that our shepherds have made. I'm particularly thankful because none of those have been made lightly. As we have thought through the implications and as I've been able to watch our shepherds discuss those and pray about those, I've been thankful that decisions haven't been made out of fear, but out of love. And I think that's worth noting. In 2 Timothy 1 and verse 7, Paul tells Timothy that God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, of timidity, or some translations would even say cowardice, but of power and of love and of discipline. These choices have been made not out of fear, but out of love for others. And love for others is significant. I've been thinking a lot this week about another passage in one of Paul's letters. In 1 Corinthians 11, as the church at Corinth was dealing with so much turmoil and so much division, one of the things that Paul addresses is the fact that Christians were not even waiting for each other to take the Lord's Supper. And in verse 33 of 1 Corinthians 11, he gives an important instruction. He says, when you come together, you need to wait on one another. I think that principle is important, not just for that specific situation, but for all of our congregations, in everything, that we wait for one another. That there may be a type of song we sing in worship that isn't my favorite, but it is someone else's favorite, so I wait for them. I consider their needs. Maybe I have an issue with a brother or sister in Christ, and it would be easier just to ignore it, but I work through it because I'm waiting for that person. I'm considering that person's needs. I bring all that up because we have an opportunity to consider the needs of other people in this Sunday and in the Sundays going forward. On Sunday, our elders will make an announcement, but they've also asked us to share a video just to let you know what they've been thinking about and what they've been praying about as we think about worshiping in person together. Our elders are asking us, making a request for us to wear masks when we worship together on Sunday morning. Now, let me be clear, this is not a requirement. No one is required to wear masks, but they are strongly suggesting that it would be a helpful thing to do, and that there will be masks available, maybe for those who don't get this message and don't have one with them. As we think about the importance of bearing with one another, this is not a requirement, but it's certainly an opportunity. It's an opportunity to show love and concern for each other. In fact, when we wear a mask, unless it's a medical grade mask, it's not really for us, it's for other people. And our elders and their wives and our ministers and our families will all be wearing masks, and we would encourage all of those who are school age and older, so that's the distinction there. We know that it's harder for our young ones, but school age and older to wear masks in the auditorium. In fact, our young people have been wearing masks already as they've been helping serve meals in the community, and they can really lead the way for us on this. Now, I realize there are a lot of opinions when it comes to wearing masks, and I know that sometimes even that discussion gets caught up into a lot of other discussions. And I'll tell you, I have even gone back and forth in my own mind over the last few weeks and months as to how to handle everything and what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate. And I understand all of that. In fact, I understand that we probably have a large variety of opinions that are represented in our congregation. But what I would remind us of is that what we have the chance to do when we come together in worship is to seize an opportunity to show love for others. As our elders have thought through this has been a decision that was made carefully as they've consulted medical professionals, as they've thought about the situation, and as they've prayed about it. And I know that this congregation has been so supportive of everything that's had to be done and things that have had to been changed over these last few months. I know that'll continue. I just want to encourage all of us to prayerfully consider how we can participate in this. And in doing so, we're reminded this is just another chance for us to wait for one another. Love always protects. And at this point in time, this is a way that we can show love. We also have another change to make on Sunday, and that is our outdoor classroom is actually going to be moved indoors, so we'll probably have to change the name. But we're going to bring it into the fellowship hall. That back area of the fellowship hall is not an area that we've been using regularly, and so we're going to ask our families to meet there at 9:15 for our Bible class time. We are still asking parents to sit with children, and the seats there are spaced far enough apart that families can be at the appropriate distance as you participate in that. If you haven't been involved in that, this is designed for 5th grade and under, but everybody's welcome. We'd love for you to be part of that as we're learning events of the Old Testament, using some hand motions and singing some VBS songs. We're having a really good time, and we want you to be part of that as well. After that class is over, if families would like to move up front in the fellowship hall to that section, you can sit there, or if you'd rather just go out that back exit and come in and worship the auditorium, in the auditorium, you can do that as well. Thank you so much for all the encouragement and support you've given us as a ministry staff and that you've given to each other through this time. There's not a real roadmap for how we're moving through all of this, but God is guiding us every step of the way, and I'm thankful for that. The road to our normal routine is going to be a long one, but every week we get one step closer. Every day we move one step closer, and so thank you as we move through this together for showing love and patience and concern for everyone in our church family. I look forward to seeing you Sunday.